This is NDTV. And you're watching NDTV Hindu.
It's not September 24th, it's now September 28th. Yes, September 28th is the day when you'll come to know who owns the Ram Janmabhoomi in Ayodhya.
Has directed that the judgment to be delivered by the High Court in the afternoon tomorrow shall not be delivered.
Family feud or circumventing the law, anything. What it is, this man, VGP Senior Director, is in the crime branch net. Whistleblowers in the line of fire again, this time in Tamil Nadu. A man is found dead after blowing the lid off a scam. Even as the PMK and Dalit Panthers battle it out in Mahabalipuram, residents say they do not want any of these caste wars in their little town. It's 9 on the clock. You're watching News Tonight with me, Sai Manish. Details of all those stories coming your way. Before that, let's have a look at what else is making headlines in India and rest of the world. An embarrassed Prime Minister steps in. Currently, the meeting is on with all top officials, including Sports Minister MS Gill. And that's what the ruckus is all about. Look at this. This is what the Commonwealth Games village looks like just days before the Games. And that's not all. CWG's organizing committee treasurer says sorry for the big mess up. India's external affairs minister says India is okay.
Assured all concerned that India will be able to deliver on the Commonwealth Games.
Pakistan provokes yet again, says India should stop treating Kashmir as its own territory. And here's an exclusive sneak peek into Rahman's peppier CWG tune. Peppier certainly Rahman's latest tune is, but that's coming up in this bulletin. Before that, the top story that we've been tracking for the past 4 hours. VGP, of course, the name that everybody knows, the big name in Chennai who started businesses including real estate, construction, even amusement parks and of course the big golden beach that's there on ECR. Now the senior director of VGP, Raj Das, has been arrested by the crime branch for alleged financial fraud. NDTV Hindu has learned that members of the VGP family have complained against Raj Das, following which the crime branch stepped into the case, arresting him and producing him in the Poonamali court. Raj Das is still said to be in the custody of the crime branch.
Register office la avaru அந்த நிலத்தை பன்னிதாசுடைய பையன் ரெண்டாவது பையன் ராஜாதாஸ் வந்து அது திருட்டுத்தனமா அவர் ஒரு டைரக்டர் இன்னொரு டைரக்டருக்கு அது சேல் அக்ரிமெண்ட் போட்டிருந்தார். நாங்கள் அப்புறம் கூப்பிட்டு கேட்டோம், என்ன இப்படி பண்ணியிருக்கீங்க அப்படின்னு கேட்டோம். அதுக்கு அவர் சொன்னாங்க, நாங்கள் பவர் ஆஃப் அட்டார்னி வாங்கியிருக்கிறோம் அப்படின்னு சொன்னாங்க. அதையும் நாங்கள் பார்க்கும்போது அவர் இறந்து போனதுக்கு முன்னாடி பவர் போட்டிருக்காங்க. இறந்து போனோன்னா அந்த பவர் செல்லலை. ஆனால் அதை அவங்க தவறாக பயன்படுத்தி அந்த சொத்தை சுருட்ட பார்க்குறாங்க. இது வந்து ஒரு 35 கோடிக்கு மேலே ஒர்த்து உள்ள சொத்து. இது அந்த பற்றி நாங்கள் புகார் லோக்கலில் கொடுத்து பார்த்தோம், எதுவும் எடுக்கலை. அப்புறம் கலைஞர் செல் மூலமாகவும் சிசிபி மூலமாகவும் நாங்கள் இதை நல்ல ஆக்ஷன் எடுக்க கமிஷனர் மூலமாகவும் சொல்லி அப்ரோச் பண்ணும்போது அவங்க மூலமாக இதை எங்களுக்கு முயற்சி பண்ணி நல்லா முடிச்சு கொடுத்துக்கிட்டு இருக்காங்க.
And our reporter Salim was outside the VGP headquarters and brings us this update and details from the spot.
The owner of the VGP Housing Private Limited, Raja Das, has been arrested by the Central Crime Branch of the City Police on charges of cheating. He was produced before the Saidapet court and lodged at the Pudel prison. Now, the dispute is due to the family feud. The accused and the victim in this case are relatives. Now, the complainant, Mr. Edwin, had alleged that Raja Das, owner of the VGP Housing Private Limited, has misused the power of attorney and tried to sell his land in Karapakam village. The court has remanded the accused in this case for the next 2 weeks, and he will remain at the Pudel prison.
Well, that was Salim outside the VGP Victory House, the headquarters of VGP inside the pit in Chennai. Of course, we will be tracking this story, massive financial irregularities alleged by some family members. Moving on to the other big national story we've been tracking, the Supreme Court has stayed for a week the Ayodhya title suit verdict that was due to be pronounced by the Allahabad High Court on Friday. Now, the petition will be heard. Now, the bench, in fact, will hear the plea for deferment of the judgment next Tuesday. The court issued notices to the contesting parties on the petition filed by Ramesh Chandra Tripathi challenging the order of the Lucknow bench of Allahabad High Court order refusing to defer the verdict in the 60-year-old Ram Janmabhoomi Babri Masjid title suit dispute. Let's just remind you again, the hearing will now take place on September 28th.
The matter came up before two judges of the Supreme Court today. One judge was against issuing notice in the matter. One judge was inclined to issue notice. Therefore, the Supreme Court, in the traditions of the Supreme Court, has issued notice to all parties. It has issued notice to the Attorney General. It has kept the matter for the 28th of September, which is next week. And meanwhile, the Supreme Court has directed that the judgment to be delivered by the High Court in the afternoon tomorrow shall not be delivered in the meanwhile. So no judgment will be delivered by the full bench for tomorrow. And we had submitted before the court that the Supreme Court should maybe lend a healing touch in this matter where very serious contentious issues have been raised.
Political reactions also coming in. Of course, the first off the mark was the BJP. On expected lines, the BJP said it was disappointed with the verdict, strongly condemning the petitioner Ram Chandra Tripathi, saying that he was a non-serious petitioner and that it is in national interest to deliver a verdict as swiftly as possible to decide who exactly owns the Ram Janmabhoomi in Ayodhya.
You see, there was an application by a non-serious party who did not appear even during the course of conciliation before the High Court. I had appeared on behalf of one of the Hindu main parties. He never appeared even for a single day in the course of 90 days of the arguments. Now today he made an application and sought reconciliation. Since I am an arguing counsel in this case, beyond this I don't wish to make any comment. 11 attempts have been made in the past, don't forget it. Many prime ministers have met. A very serious dialogue have taken place with the VHP and the Babri Mosque Action Committee. And you may recall of the white paper when the Muslim side said, which is noted in this Ismail Farooqi case, in the event it is proved that there was a temple there, we will voluntarily forgo our claims. You know all those things. There was a serious negotiation for 11 times did not succeed. Now one stray gentleman comes to the court whose bona fide, I would say it is mala fide completely. Beyond this I have nothing to say.
Well, with the postponement of the Ayodhya verdict, the government also extended the ban on bulk SMSs and MMSs till September 29. The order was formally issued by the Ministry of Communications in consultation with the Ministry of Home Affairs. This is being done to control unwanted violence across India in the wake of the verdict, which is expected to be pronounced next Tuesday. Mystery surrounds the death of Murugan, a government employee in Tuticorin who had exposed a scam in the Civil Supplies Department in the distribution of rations. After Murugan was found dead, the police say it was a case of suicide by consuming poison. But his wife thinks otherwise. Sam Daniel gets the reality from the ground.
Was Murugan killed because he blew the whistle on his colleagues in the Civil Supplies Department? Murugan's wife Selvi says he had exposed a scam where expensive pulses meant for the public distribution system were smuggled out of godowns and replaced by cheap rice. Police say Murugan consumed poison, but Selvi suspects foul play.
Accused அவங்க ஆதரவு கொடுத்து அவங்க பக்கத்துல வச்சிருக்காங்க அவங்களுக்கு தான் பாதுகாப்பு கொடுக்காங்களே ஒழிய எனக்கு நீதி கேட்க மாட்டேங்கறாங்க.
The minister in charge for food, A.V. Velu, refused to comment on camera. The government has ordered a probe.
Today, Honorable Chief Minister has already announced a CBCID inquiry in this matter.
If there are very sensitive things involved, trying to get 10 people to file the same RT application so that they don't know who is that one key person.
Murugan's wife Selvi is not giving up. She has refused to accept her husband's body and is on a hunger strike demanding justice. With camera person Raja Solomon in Tuticorin, in Chennai, Sam Daniel, Find the TV.
Every minute of course, the trouble in Mahabalipuram was brought to you by NDTV Hindu yesterday and today. Now we look at the broader perspective. The caste violence, as it was spearheaded by the PMK, has ruffled a few feathers, not only among opposition parties but also among the general public in Mahabalipuram. Now, do the people of Mahabalipuram really identify with the divisive caste politics practiced by certain parties like the PMK and the VCK? Well, here is the answer from the streets of this beautiful temple town by the Bay of Bengal.
Damaged heritage, violent retribution, riot control vehicles, fear on the streets. A silent town on the tenterhooks. Political rivalry unfolding in Mahabalipuram, driven by caste sentiments. The main protagonist, this man, PMK's Ramadas. At the receiving end of the PMK's one-year wrath, this man, VCK Supremo Thirumavalavan. But Mahabalipuram has seen its ups and downs. NDTV Hindu explores the caste wars that are increasingly being played out in the serene ambience of the sleepy town by the Bay of Bengal.
மக்கள் எல்லாம் ஒற்றுமையா சந்தோஷமா மகிழ்ச்சியா வாழ்ந்துட்டு இருக்க நேரத்துல இது தேவையில்லாத விஷயம். பெரியவங்கள தலையிட்டு இது ஒரு சமாதானப்படுத்தி மக்கள்கிட்ட ஒரு அமைதி திரும்பறதுக்கு பாடுபட்டாங்கன்னா அது இந்த ஊர் மக்களோட முழுமையான விருப்பமா இருக்கும்.
After all, Mahabalipuram is a symbol of a dynasty that was known for its open-hearted embrace of everything, big or small, good or bad, indigenous or alien. Be it Mahendravarman I, under whose reign Hinduism flourished, or Narasimhavarman, one under whose glorious reign Chinese scholars like Xuanzong came calling to the splendid land which is today Tamil Nadu. In the 21st century, men like Nazir Khan, a Kashmiri who has made Mahabalipuram his home, are a symbol of an era gone by. Politically motivated caste divide is something ordinary residents like him want to stay away from.
क्या है कि यहाँ पर वो पलवास के वो पुराने लोग रहते थे, उनका कोई स्टैचू उधर था मेन रोड के एंट्रेंस में, तो आपस में दो ग्रुप में कुछ पॉलिटिकल ग्रुप में कुछ हुआ है तो उसको रात को तोड़ दिया ऐसा बोला है. तो उस वजह से वो यहाँ के लोग हैं उनको गुस्सा आ गया, सबको बोला दुकान बंद कर दो. तो कुछ हुआ है आपस में, कुछ उनको बातचीत हो गई है तो अब गाड़ियाँ सब चलने लगी. तो वो सब बंद किए तो हमने भी उनको साथ दिया, हमको भी बंद करना है.
Bad ties mean bad business too. No one would know that better than these fishermen. Guarding their properties over a game of cards, unwilling to go into the sea when violence hits their land.
அந்த பிரச்சனையை வச்சு அது ஊராட போறதை விட்டுட்டு இன்னைக்கு பெரிய பிரச்சனை ஒரு தமிழ்நாடு பூரா பண்ற மாதிரி பண்ணின்னுக்குறாங்க. அதனால பொது மக்களுக்கு நிறைய பாதிப்பு இருக்குது. ஸ்கூல் திறக்கிறது கிடையாது. பள்ளிக்கூடம் பசங்க பரீட்சை நடத்தாம எல்லாம் வீட்டுக்கு வந்துட்டாங்க. ஒரு சிலர் வேலைக்கு போறவங்க பஸ் இல்லாம வீட்டுக்கு வந்துட்டாங்க.
Caste troubles fueled by political goals may be a dangerous exercise for gathering votes. If not the PMK or the VCK, at least the people of Mahabalipuram can differentiate between petty hyperrealism and the reality rooted in the magnificent past.
Whenever Mahabalipuram manages to shake off any of its demons, another one comes back to haunt it despite the looming presence of the divine on this quaint little town by the Bay of Bengal. First, there were the Western ills such as pedophilia and child abuse brought by foreigners from the West. Now, it's the caste wars, something which is so intrinsically Indian that has come to trouble this sleepy little temple town of Mahabalipuram. With Pradeep, this is Sai Manish for NDTV Hindu. Right, we're slipping into a short break right now, but up ahead after this very short break, the organizing committee apologizes for the Delhi Games fiasco, but what's their explanation? Well, we'll tell you on the other side. Stay with us.